And good morning at 7:04 on this Tuesday, July 1st. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. Here on a July 1 Tuesday, we welcome you to our program, of course, presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. Tracy Pope is with us this morning. Tracy is Director of Community Relations for Vanderbilt Wilson, and good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
Always good to see you, and you're here this morning with a special guest for us, and I guess we will get right into that. Do you want to introduce him? Do you want me to?
You can go ahead.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Well, this morning, Dr. Shumded Ball, Vanderbilt Department of Hematology Oncology, is with us. Dr. Ball, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks, Coleman, for having me. Very glad to be here and excited.
Well, it is nice to have you, and I'm thinking this is your first time to come out and be with us.
That is correct.
Right. So, for sure, we want you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. So I'm, as you said, Shumded Ball, one of the assistant professors of medicine in Division of Hematology Oncology at Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center in Vanderbilt University School of Medicine. In my clinic, I treat patients with blood disorders, particularly blood cancers, and I also take part in a lot of research in trying to improve the care for patients with blood cancers.
Well, let's go back kind of to the beginning. Where did you grow up?
Yeah, thanks for asking that. I grew up back in India. I did my med school back in India before I moved to United States, and since then it's been a wonderful journey doing residency in internal medicine, in Texas Tech University in Texas, and then doing my hematology oncology training at Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa, Florida. Before I joined Vanderbilt. And I've been here for the last 2-3 years now.
Well, what in the beginning, is this something you wanted to do, maybe even as a little boy growing up in India? This was your dream?
Partly, yes, I would say. And partly the opportunities that I have, come across and that got me shaped up for this. So, yeah, when I grew up back in India, I would train as a med student. I would see patients with deadly cancers, kind of getting the care the best we could provide, but there were a lot of limitations as well, the resources and stuff.
At about what age were you when you came to this country?
I came when I was 32.
Okay, so you'd already had quite a bit of experience in India then.
That is correct.
Was this like a dream come true to get to come to the USA?
Absolutely, because I wanted to be a part of innovation. I want to be part at the forefront of developing new things, and this is the country to live that dream. So I really found joy in what I could do and achieve here in the last few years.
How difficult, or was it difficult at all? I mean, the culture in India is obviously somewhat different to what we have here, and we probably the richest country on the face of the earth. I want to think so, the richest big one anyway. There's got to be a transition. How was that difficult necessarily?
Not necessarily, I think both setups taught me different aspects of care, medicine. And, back in India, in resource-limited settings, you learn certain things really well, like the clinical medicine, the acumen, the way to diagnose patients and treat patients with limited resources. Here, we have everything, and we sometimes need to be judicious in what we do and try and find the best suitable care for our patients. So I think I would say, it's finding a balance, and I feel in a way that the both side of experiences actually taught me to be a better doctor to take care of my patients.
What an interesting journey. And you talked about the innovation. Is that what drew you to Vanderbilt in Nashville?
Yeah, absolutely, Tracy. So, when I was finishing up my fellowship in Tampa, one thing I decided I wanted to stay down south. I don't want to go up north to the adverse weathers and everything. My wife didn't like that at all. So I reached out to the places in south. I wanted to stay in an academic center. I wanted to stay in one of the comprehensive cancer centers if I can, so that I can continue my journey of innovating new things, try to do try to develop new therapies for patients with cancer and stuff. And when I reached out, Vanderbilt had the right cutout job for me, and I saw a lot of opportunity for growth here. The people were very welcoming when I came here, visited. Nashville had great opportunities for my spouse and kids in terms of other jobs and schools as well. So it was a pretty easy choice.
Well, since you're mentioning family and children, how many do you have?
3 of them.
Okay, so your wife and 2 children. All right. Now, I do see that you are a malignant hematologist. What do they really do?
Thanks for asking that question. I know it can get really, it can evoke a lot of anxiety, provoke a lot of anxiety to patients when they try to get set up with a doctor, and they're looking up doctors' names in the Google and everywhere and try to see who can serve me better for the disease I have. And sometimes it can be challenging as well. And that's why I think our schedulers at Vanderbilt does a great job in kind of connecting the patients to the doctors that they need. And in that context, malignant hematologists are a group of doctors who treat blood cancers. And some of us kind of just focused only on clinic. Some of us does clinical care where they take care of patients as well as they do research to develop new treatments for patients with blood cancer or improve their care. Someone like me does a little bit of both. So there's a nice mix out there. But at Vanderbilt, we take pride in being a specialized care center. So a lot of our doctors would specialize in one type of blood cancers over others as well. So there are slight distinctions between different malignant hematologists in what they treat.
What are some things about being a hematologist, oncologist at Vanderbilt that you enjoy the most?
Yeah, thanks for asking that question. I think, the key thing I would highlight is being appreciated for what I do, not only by my colleagues, but by the patients as well that I treat. And that drives me to go back to work every day, feeling energized. There's a nice collaborative atmosphere as well as Vanderbilt. People are willing to help each other out. They are willing to work together to serve our patients better. And the last point I would like to touch on is the opportunity to innovate, do new things, do better things for the patients in need.
Well, I understand you treat a large number of patients with leukemia or blood cancers. Tell us a little more about the care and the treatment plans within that patient population.
Yeah. The term leukemia can be scary for patients. Anytime they hear it, they might be thinking about the worst thing possible. When I meet patients in clinic for the first time, I try to break it down for them. I try to tell them that, yes, blood cancer is called leukemia, but it has a wide spectrum. It can go anywhere from a chronic, slow-growing process to an acute, fast-growing process which needs immediate attention and treatment, and anywhere in between. So in that first visit, what we try to do is understand where in that spectrum the patients lie, and so that we can come to the level of them and help them understand the process better, and things become really easier from there. The other thing we do is try to understand what are the symptoms that are affecting their quality of life. And accordingly, we try to see what tests they need. Sometimes they come to us with a lot of tests already done. We take a serious look at them and see what only needs to be done more. And that we do at Vanderbilt. Sometimes we'll bring in, let's say, biopsy results that they had elsewhere and get the slides over and get it reviewed by our expert hematopathologist so that we get to the right diagnosis. We know the patient's symptoms. We know where in the spectrum of that blood cancer they are. And then accordingly, we try to offer them the treatment that they have that can serve them the best, improve their symptoms, and improve their overall quality of life and survival.
Well, why choose Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center? What's unique about the care and services that you're providing?
Yeah, I think there are a few key things I would like to highlight. Number one is we provide a patient-centered, personalized care. We put patients first and in the center of everything we do. And then, like I said, we do different tests nowadays, which are sophisticated tests, trying to understand what are the defects that a cancer is being driven by, and can we offer something that targets that particular defect that is driving the cancer in a particular patient. So we really try to match the best therapies to the patient in front of me, and that's what we call and take a lot of pride in is personalized medicine. Then we also we always strive for care for excellent care. We are a comprehensive cancer center, one of the few in the region, and definitely one of the 50 or something we have in the country. So we try to provide the care that is best in quality, definitely in the nation and worldwide. And to do that, we utilize team approach. So it's not only me as a physician, but a lot of people are working at the back end behind me to help me provide the best care. We have the world-class hematopathologist. We have the best of laboratory technician. We have the best of social workers, and everybody working in tandem to provide the care that they need. So we take a lot of pride in team approach, team medicine to serve the patients better.
The team approach seems to be the best way. You get the best from everybody contributing if they have something to contribute.
Absolutely, and I think that's paramount importance. That's of paramount importance. That gives us the community sense, as well. We utilize a lot of caregivers who have been patients themselves to kind of spread the awareness about these rare diseases, which are cancers, but also very rare. People don't get to hear about them. To spread awareness about warning signs of cancer, we utilize community to spread our message across to the people in need as well. And inside Vanderbilt, like I said, there are different groups of people working in tandem to provide the best care. Otherwise, we would not have been able to provide what we do.
All right, time for us to take a break. Dr. Shamdeb Ball, Vanderbilt Department of Hematology Oncology, along with Tracy Pope, are here. And our program brought to you by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital and Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota. High performance, high horsepower, 0% financing is still a thing. Now's the best time to save on new Kubota L-Series tractors, rated number 1 for durability and owner experience in the U.S. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's starting to build a little bit more now, coming down the interstate here out of Wilson County through the Mount Juliet area, headed on over into Hermitage. Starting to build up through Brentwood, Franklin, coming up from the south there on 65 northbound up through Williamson County, 24 loading up a little bit more. It's been moving fairly decent on 24 westbound as you come out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. They're into Davidson County. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken has live entertainment every Wednesday night, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. It's always a lot of fun. Order online throughout the day at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
And now, a moment of silence to remember our dear friend.
Sorry. Oh, man. Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. With a wide range of air conditioners, furnaces, and heat pumps, Rheem makes it easy to feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Cedar City RV, your destination for all things camping. Whether you're looking for travel trailers, fifth wheels, or anything in between, Cedar City RV has you covered. We proudly offer top brands like Forest River, Palomino, Rockwood, Coachman, and more. Plus, expert service after the sale to keep you on the road with confidence. Financing is available, making it easier than ever to start your next adventure. Visit us online at cedarcityrv.com or stop by our location at 1102 Sparta Pike in Lebanon to explore new and previously enjoyed models today.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday. Our program, of course, presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And if you've just joined us, welcome. Dr. Shumdev Ball, Vanderbilt Department of Hematology Oncology, along with Tracy Pope are here. And Tracy, anything you want to say at this point? We've both been listening to Dr. Ball with both ears this morning.
Yes, it's been very interesting to hear him talk about his specialized medicine and Vanderbilt's approach to all our specific specialties that have a different alignment and support team and team approach. And that's exactly what they have brought out here to Wilson County. The Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center at Wilson County, bringing the unique care and services that Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center provides at their downtown campus, and expanding those services here in Wilson County. And we opened our cancer center in 2020, and for the past 5 years have been expanding those services and bringing additional specialties out here to Wilson County, so you don't have to drive very far to get that highly specialized care.
All right. Well, Dr. Ball, some of what are some of the few recent developments in the field of cancer care that you find most exciting?
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be in cancer medicine, to be honest. And back in early 2000s or even earlier, people with cancer would only be treated with chemotherapies, radiation therapy. Those are the primary modalities of treatment. Things have changed quite a bit in the last 2 decades. So much so that we are thinking about targeted therapy. So not really blasting chemo to give all the toxicities it come with, but also unique targeted therapies that can target a specific defect that is driving the cancer. So I feel that's a huge step in kind of towards the cure of cancer, or if not, at least getting better off it. And some of these targeted therapies are pills, which you'll be surprised to hear. And a lot of my patients that come to my clinic, see me for their blood cancer, are on a single pill they take every day. They don't come to infusion center. They don't come to get chemo. They have never been treated with chemo or radiation. The other thing we are trying to do a lot, which is exciting too, is development of what we call immunotherapy. So we all have immunity, immune system. White blood cells are primary reason to fight, primary armory to fight the infections that we get. The cancer cells, in a way, hijack that immune system to use it to their own benefit and live as long as they want to. What we are trying to do in laboratory and in clinic is try to utilize that immune system and redirect it again towards cancer. So it was numb, and we're trying to wake them up to do their job and kill the cancer cells. And there have been a lot of development in that front. There are different types of blood cancers that are being treated with immunotherapy successfully, and people are living cancer-free life for years. We can't quite say we have cured most of them, and that's where the work cut out for us, and we need to continue to innovate and develop new therapies, and that's what Vanderbilt does. We do a lot of clinical trials, which are early phase studies, exciting new medicines that are not available outside of, Vanderbilt is available as part of clinical trial to our patients. And we try to match patients, to the best of clinical trial that they would benefit from. And I'm really thankful to all the community and the participants that take part in this clinical trial, because this is how we can drive science forward. This is how we can get better off cancer. And, we take a lot of pride in being part of this early phase clinical trials, which is something I do as a researcher at Vanderbilt as well.
How do you keep up with all the new that becomes available and the new ideas that are presented?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. It's tough. It is tough. But that's what our job is, to be updated as much as possible. So we do a lot of continuing medical education activities within Vanderbilt and outside. We take part in conferences or focused conferences that's happening nationwide, that's telling us about the new developments. We attend that. Vanderbilt physicians attend that on regular basis. We attend and talk in the conferences in the nearby areas as well in the state. Plus, within Vanderbilt, we have a culture, as I said, of collaborative medicine. So we do hold these tumor boards, which are multidisciplinary meetings where even, let's say, a physician in Wilson County can present their case. And if they have a tough case, they don't know exactly how it should be managed, or even, let's say, they don't know about the best most modern evidence for that, they can present that case, and the specialist from Vanderbilt Ingram main campus can weigh on it. So there are a lot of ways we try to help each other to kind of stay updated and keep our patients updated and get them the best of care they can.
And when he talks about a tumor board, that's bringing a lot of different specialties to one area, one room, one meeting to talk about it. So your surgeon has a patient with a diagnosis, and they bring a medical oncologist, they might bring the pathologist, the radiologist, a lot of different specialties to help analyze this cancer and come up with the best team approach. And like you said, our patients here at Wilson County get the exact same type of care that you get when you're down at the downtown campus.
Well, I want to go back. As I recall, cancer was treated more with radiation, and then came chemotherapy, kind of in that order. But the way you were talking a few minutes ago, it's almost like radiation and chemo might soon be somewhat of a thing of the past. Is that possible?
That is the goal. That is our goal, to give patients least toxicities. Cancer has already made their life tough. We don't have to make it tougher. And that's what we try to do by bringing in therapies that are very targeted, gets the job done with least toxicities, and targeted therapy and immunotherapy are the ways to deliver that.
Well, the ability to find gene defects in cancer cells and target them with specific and effective tools, that's what you're talking about here, which is somewhat of a different approach from the past, isn't it?
That is correct. And that has been possible because of the remarkable advance we have had in our science, in our ability to get a blood test and tell patient, your cancer has this particular gene defect that is driving it. This is nothing, there's nothing to do with, this is not something you are born with. This is not something you are going to pass on to your kids, but this is something that is in those cancer cells that got randomly picked up during your lifetime. As I jokingly say, my patients, it's the effect of having too many birthday cakes. But, that comes with a cost. But anyway, it's a sheer bad luck. Cancer is a bad luck. And we got to do our best to come as a group and try to help our patient best we can to get over this bad luck.
Well, we've come a long way. We still have a way to go. Do you envision a day when cancer will be a thing of the past?
Cancers will be there, but our ability to tackle it is going to be a lot better. It's already a lot better than 2 decades ago. The diet, environment, age, those are the common factors that drive cancer. We need to create awareness among community to see how we can get better at preventing cancer, detecting cancer early so that the effective therapies can be delivered. And that's the way we can, even if cancers are there, we can control them early. We can save patient the morbidity and the symptoms that come with it and the long-term complications and help them live close to normal life expectancy.
All right, we got about a minute left. Tracy, anything you want to fill up a minute with here? This has been an interesting. Dr. Ball goes so in depth here. I mean, you can tell your involvement in this, and your whole team, no doubt. But
we have so many different types of physicians that join us on the radio, and I get to learn more and more about them, just like you do in our audience. And it really hits home every time. The innovation and research that Vanderbilt focuses on is what typically draws physicians to Vanderbilt and our institution. And it's just, nobody plans for cancer. You can't sit out and say, oh, next week I might have some cancer, I'll go to the doctor. And so I know when it happens to anyone, it's a shock. And I just hope that people know and trust in Vanderbilt and have a safe place to go if that diagnosis comes to you or your family.
Well, Dr. Ball, thanks for being with us today. We enjoyed your visit.
Thanks for having me.
And Tracy, we always appreciate your work to make this much more successful and informative.
Well, we appreciate you, Coleman.
All right. Well, that's it for part one, but we hope you'll not go away. Stay right here. We've got more here on FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. This all brought to you by Bates Ford. Get a battery installed in most vehicles. $199.95. Bates Ford. And they are located at 1780 Franklin Road. Brand new location. Invite you to stop in, take a look around. Bates Ford, thank you for sponsoring our traffic update. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's starting to build a little bit more now, coming down the interstate here out of Wilson County through the Mount Juliet area, headed on over into Hermitage. Starting to build up through Brentwood, Franklin, coming up from the south there on 65 northbound up through Williamson County, 24 loading up a little bit more. It's been moving fairly decent on 24 westbound as you come out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. They're into Davidson County. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken has live entertainment every Wednesday night, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. It's always a lot of fun. Order online throughout the day at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Welcome to Hearthside Senior Living, Lebanon's unique senior living community designed for seniors to age in place, all within a safe, comfortable, and Christian environment. Beautiful retirement homes designed for an independent lifestyle with maintenance-free living. Hearthside Senior Living also continues the excellent tradition of assisted living for those seniors who need additional services. Hearthside Senior Living, an independent retirement community and assisted living community, all on one campus in the heart of Lebanon. Call 615-443-1994 for a tour.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
Here's District Attorney General Jason Lawson.
I've seen people who have turned their lives around and become successful in defeating addiction. Every family has people addicted to drugs, and every family knows someone and loves someone and wants to come in and change that. Everyone knows someone who is caught up in that situation. Recovery is possible. People do it every day, and you can too. Ask for help. You don't have to do this alone.
Visit WilcoAddictionHelp.com or call 615-549-5777.
We'll have partly cloudy skies with a few thunderstorms still possible for today. Highs will be in the mid-80s. Partly cloudy tonight, lows in the upper 60s, and then partly cloudy and drier for our Wednesday. Afternoon highs in the upper 80s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your severe view forecast, I'm Storm Specialist Drew Richards.
Coleman and Company, welcome to part two. And Tuesday morning, this time each Tuesday, we feature Hearthside Senior Living, and John Dozier's here most of the time when he isn't on special assignment.
Right.
He is with us today, and a good morning.
Well, good morning, Coleman. It's always great to be here.
Well, great to have you and great to talk about Hearthside Senior Living. It is a retirement and an assisted living community at 215 Castle Heights Avenue North here in Lebanon. And Sean, of course, is executive director and always has some wonderful things to tell us.
Well, let me just start out with the phone number, 615-443-1994. That was the year we started, 1994. We started the wonderful assisted living. I like to call it affordable assisted living. And we, about 10 years later, started the independent living homes. And now we're completely built out to where we are right now. We've got a wonderful assisted living, and then we got 30 homes that include the independent living. And we hope to, as I've said in the past, we hope to build on eventually some more homes and hopefully some more rooms. So, as I said last week, the silver tsunami, the graying of America, the baby boomer generation is here, and they're needing assistance. And so, assisted living is really just that, Coleman, is assisted living. We had 2 residents move in over the past 2 weeks, one from Statesville, one from Watertown, which is really the same thing, isn't it? No, it's not really the same
You'll
thing.
get an argument out of the people.
But anyway, we've got from the south of Wilson County, from the south of Lebanon, we got 2 people moved in, and let me tell you, they've done great. One is a lady who has really just got involved in activities. She has really just been a part of the social atmosphere there and done terrific. And then we've had a gentleman who's moved in, and he's not as social. He likes to sort of stay in his room, watch ball games, watch the baseball games, and just sort of hang out in his room. And he's done quite well. He's still out of his room 3 times a day and for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And but those are 2 different personalities, but 2 folks who have done really well the last 2 weeks, adjusting to their new schedule, adjusting to their new routine. And I tell people all the time, just give me a week and you'll see a new person. And they really have seen a new person. In fact, the family for the lady told me she even walks better. Her cadence is better. And I see that all the time. It just really improves them because they, we get more socialization. We get our medication on time. We get 3 healthy meals a day. We get snacks. We get activities. And both of these individuals lived alone in their homes, and which is, fantastic if you want to do that. But if you are ready for just a little bit of assistance, Hearthside is one of those places you can look at to see if that's something you want to do.
Well, you have a waiting list still.
We do have a waiting list, but let me tell you this. We just went down the waiting list, and we have a room open because actually they're not ready to move in yet. So if you're looking for one of our small rooms, the most affordable room, the closest to the nurse's station, the closest to the dining room. I don't get to talk about it often, Coleman, because we never have a room open. So if you are interested in a small room, we have one open right now. You can call 615-443-1994. Go to our website, hearthsideliving.com. You can talk to Janet. She's our admissions manager, and she'll get you right in there. But we don't have those rooms often, Coleman, so I just wanted to throw that out there while I could.
Right. Well, 4th of July is coming up. It'll be Friday, of course. Is that how special is that day?
Well, it's a special day. We have a lot of veterans, and we'll celebrate on Thursday. A lot of our residents will go out on Friday.
Okay.
But then many of them will sit out. They'll be back Friday night. Many of them will sit out on our 5 porches and watch the fireworks all around. Hearthside sort of sits on a hill there, and they can see a lot of the fireworks going off throughout Lebanon, and many of them will do that. But we'll have a special day on Thursday. We'll have a great lunch and some activities for them on Thursday, so I'm looking forward to that.
Well, we say it's Hearthside when it's time for a helping hand, and that's really what it's all about. One of the things that I appreciate you telling people, just come see me anytime. You can always call, but if you want to come by, you don't have to have an appointment. You want to see how things are without an announced arrival.
Yeah, we have people all the time just show up, and I like that. You get to see what is really happening. When you have an appointment, we sort of get things ready and make things presentable. But the best way to check out a facility is just show up, and we encourage that. So if you are interested in a tour, we're there during the day. So just come by, and anybody can give you a tour, or you can call and set up an appointment, no problem. And many times people want to come in for lunch and test out the meals and see the socialization, see what goes on there. Maybe they'll come to activities. So many people spend a lot of time there before they make a decision, and one of the best ways to do it is just stop by.
All right, it is time for Hearthside.
Hearthside Hello today goes to Barbara Cross. Barbara Cross moved in to the independent living, and she moved into a wonderful 3-bedroom home. She's doing great, and I'm just thrilled she's there, and she's a lot of fun. And so Har said hello to Barbara Cross. She lives across the street from Joy Bishop. So those two they're on Morris Lane, by the way. So we've got a good group on Morris Lane. In fact, Coleman, last Thursday, Morris Lane cooked for us down at the clubhouse, and they have some wonderful cooks on Morris Lane. I could go through them all. I could say Margie Andrews, I could say Georgia Franklin, I could say Joy Bishop, Barbara Cross, so many wonderful cooks on that street, and we had a cookout, and they did a great job. The Stones, they did a great job. In fact, the Stones provided the meat and cooked out for us. So we switch up every so often. Morris Lane will do the meal one time, and then Dudley Lane will do it the next time. So we are well fed at Hearthside.
You keep this up, we're going to call you a name dropper.
I know.
Have a great
You
Fourth.
too.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you very much.
All right. That is Sean Dozier, Executive Director for Hearthside Senior Living, and that takes us to about 21 minutes before the hour. I've invited David Thompson to be with us today. David's been here at least once before to talk about the Tennessee Beekeepers Association, and he's back with us today, and just lives up the road here at Salisbury, I think. That's what it says on your card here, Salisbury Road. David, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's nice to see you. Nice to have you with us again.
It's always a pleasure.
How busy are you?
Getting ready to get real busy.
Yeah.
It's that time of the year where people are robbing and extracting honey. So look for fresh honey in the farmer's market or the co-op, And it's fair time.
Yeah.
It's fair time in Tennessee. We've got a bunch of county fairs going on, and we've got, coming up, we've got the Tennessee State Fair, Wilson County Fair. I've got them backwards, but yeah.
Yeah.
And, so it's good.
I hadn't really thought about that, but the fairs are a great way to exhibit the beekeepers and to remind people of that. And I think we have a continuing, maybe a problem that is growing as far as the bees being able to be with us. Now, we've got plenty to talk about this morning. And how long have you been a beekeeper?
I started beekeeping in 1967 on McGavick Pike in Nashville. I got my first beehives from Acme Feed and Seed when it was a real feed and seed store.
What prompted that?
I told my grandmother I wanted to get the Boy Scout merit badge for beekeeping.
Oh, okay.
And my grandmother said, well, let's go get you some bees. And we got some bees and put them in the backyard. I had a good mentor, a great mentor, somebody respected across the state, Mr. Leslie Little, who at the time was the state inspector for beekeeping. He helped me get started. And then all of a sudden, college life, married life came on board, and I gave up beekeeping for a little while. I moved to Oklahoma, where I met my wife, and my father-in-law was a beekeeper out there, so I took over his beehives. I lost them. I never knew what caused me to lose them when I was out there because I was not a member of any association.
Mm-hmm.
I moved back here to Tennessee, and my wife said, oh, David, we're now members of the Wilson County Beekeepers Association. Candy, we don't have any bees. She said, oh, there's a guy over there selling bees right now. And I told him you'd buy them from him. So we put in, oh, you don't know how much trouble my wife got me into, but it was good. It was always fun.
How close are we to extinction of bees? I mean, I hope we're not, and maybe I'm exaggerating, but I hear some horror stories.
There are some horror stories. I talked with our state inspector, about 3 weeks ago, and he told me the loss rate in Tennessee was around 49%. You tell me a business in this country that can sustain itself with an annual turnover rate of employees of 49%. They can't.
Right.
We're having problems. But that's not the disaster number. The disaster number nationwide this past winter, we lost 62% of the bees across the country. Tennessee's doing better than the nation, but we lost a lot of bees.
What caused that? I'm sure there's more than one contributing factor, but is there an overall big thing that's a problem?
Varroa mite that came into the country in the 80s brought with it 40 different diseases and things of that nature. And that's caused part of it. Beekeepers, they get hooked on using one treatment for Varroa, and they don't rotate their treatments, and the mite develops a resistance to it. So it proliferates the growth of the mite. I'm a strong supporter of, okay, I'll use a treatment 2 years in a row, then I'm going to change treatments and that. The other part is they're finding some of the foundation wax that beekeepers use still contains chemicals in it from previous beekeepers. So, I push for rotating the brood and, the frames out, putting fresh foundation in there and let them build up. We have a lot of people using pesticides wrong. They're not reading the label. They're going out, they're seeing something wrong in their garden, whether it be a flower garden or vegetable garden, and they're going in, in the middle of the day when the bees are out there flying, and they're spraying pesticides all over everything. If they just do it sometime around 5 o'clock in the evening, when the bees are heading back to their beehive, they'd be all right. And quit using powdered 7. Powdered 7, yeah. Powdered 7 looks like, acts like, feels like pollen. The bee picks it up, takes it back to the hive, and thank you very much, you've killed some bees.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd heard that before.
Beekeeping's not rocket science, but beekeeping is a science. And we've got a lot of people looking at the problems that we've got. Yeah.
Huh. Well, it's time for us to take a break. David Thompson's with us, Tennessee Beekeepers Association. A break right here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. And it's all brought to you by Absolute Kubota. High performance, high horsepower, 0% financing is still a thing. Now's the best time to save on new Kubota L-Series tractors, rated #1 for durability and owner experience in the U.S. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They finally got this car stopped. There was some police activity out here. Still rubbernecking as people drive by. 24 westbound at Briley Parkway here through Antioch is running slow. Again, a lot of flashing lights here. We had a slow speed chase. It finally ended here on 24 westbound at Briley Parkway here in Antioch. It's slow now, 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. When you need dependable towing in Middle Tennessee, call STR Towing and Recovery. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
Where a patient starts their cancer care matters. And here, that means Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, Wilson County. It's Vanderbilt level care without making the drive to Nashville. From screening to diagnosis to treatment and recovery, patients can get all the care they need right here close to home. So now, having the best care team and most advanced treatment is closer than ever. Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, making cancer care personal.
Everyday Fiestas offers party rentals on everything you need for your special event. Birthdays, weddings, corporate events, they have you covered. Tables, chairs, tents, linens, dance floor, and so much more. Visit their new showroom in Lebanon at 713 East Main Street in the old Ferguson's building. Find them every day at fiestas.com or on Facebook. Everyday Fiestas offers party rentals that can transform your vision into a beautiful reality. Mention this ad to receive 10% off.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Our final segment now at about 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. David Thompson joined us this morning with the Tennessee Beekeepers Association. You have a position in this organization. You're not
right now. I'm president of the Tennessee Beekeepers Association.
Well, does that mean you travel all over the state to some degree?
No, to a lot of degree.
So you're called upon to, as president, to do a number of things. That you have some
called on to do. My job is basically to promote beekeeping across the state.
Yeah,
and I do it through speaking at associations, regional meetings, things of that nature, and then we have our fall conference in October. And I've got an executive vice president who puts that together for me and frees me up to do that. And I just, I make the executive decisions and say, do this and do that.
Yeah. As far as locally here, do we have a number of people who are beekeepers in Wilson County? And I'm wondering if it's growing, if it's declining. I mean, until you really study this, and I hadn't done a thorough study, but over the years, I've kept up enough to know a little bit, anyway, of the importance of bees. And I hate to hear what you told us in the beginning here about how many we lose. And until you really look into it, I don't think you realize how important, how much our livelihood even depends on bees.
The old saying is 1 out of every 3 bites of food you take require a honeybee. Now you take, at least half of the food that you eat needs a honeybee. People don't realize that the honeybee is beneficial not only to cattle raising, so there's dairy and meat, chicken. Then you've got the gardening, you've got farming. People don't realize the importance of the honeybee. Without the honeybee, we starve. Can you live on potatoes, grapes, tomatoes, and corn 7 days a week, 3 times a day? Nothing else, just those items. Because those items self-pollinate. That's the interesting part.
Yeah.
Are you ready to go back to the leisure suit days? Because there's no cotton. There's no leather for your belts or your shoes. You're going back to sandals.
Wow.
In the winter.
What you encourage people to be beekeepers, right? I guess the more of them we have, the better the situation.
Oh yeah. In fact, part of what you asked a little while ago, Wilson County has one of the largest beekeeping associations in the state, right here in Lebanon. And they meet the first Monday of every month, which is next Monday, at 7 o'clock over at the fairgrounds, and everybody's welcome. Come and learn.
It's probably not for everybody, but it's not that. There's some dedication, obviously, and some requirements, but I know a number of people who seem to thrive on it.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if you asked me to be your mentor in beekeeping, I would. The first thing I would do is bring you out into my hive, open it up, we go through the hive, and if you can't handle 10 or 15 bees flying around your head, even wearing a jacket, veil, and gloves, don't invest a penny. That's the first rule. If you can handle it, then spend $1,000, get 2 hives, get them set up. I'll help you set them up. A good mentor will help you set them up and get you through at least the first year. Now realize I'm giving you my time, so come this time of the year when I'm robbing and taking honey off, somebody's going to be out there helping me do this. I'm 75 years old, and I'm going to, lifting a 75-pound super full of honey is no fun sometimes when you're doing a lot of it.
Yeah. How likely are you to get stung by a bee?
I've been around bees. I've been around a lot of bees this year, and I've been stung twice.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was without a veil or anything. I was cutting grass in my own yard, and I got stung in the back of the head and one on the arm.
Yeah.
And here's the interesting part. I'm allergic.
Uh-oh.
So I took an EpiPen, and we ran into the hospital for a little bit, and I spent 4 hours there. They sent me home and said, you did everything right, and no problem.
Yeah.
But, I just take precautions.
I have been stung in my life many times by a little honeybee that wasn't all that big a deal. I got stung in the back of the head by a bumblebee one time. That was a little bigger problem.
The worst I've ever been stung is 18 times in each ankle.
Oh.
Usain Bolt ain't got nothing on me.
Well, but so there's there are little things like bee sting maybe that you encounter if you're going to be a beekeeper from time to time. But unless, of course, if you're like you, it might be a bigger problem. But if you're not allergic to that or not, that just goes with the territory. But it just can be rewarding financially, right? Honey, I'd have a spoonful of honey with my cereal every morning. I think honey is good for you, but the point is it costs a whole lot more than it did.
The first year you're not going to make any money. Don't count on having any honey the first year. The second year, if it's done right and correctly, you should get about 5 to 10 gallons of honey off of each hive. And you think about it. You're selling honey at over $100 a gallon. You better be at $25 to $30 a quart. So you're making money your second year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can make money. I did the math one time, and 5 hives, I can make, basically $5,000 a year just selling honey.
It's not. You're not going to get rich unless you got thousands of hives or something, and then you'd have to have some workers to pay them or whatever. We're just talking about beekeeping in the backyard or on a.
Tennessee is a hobbyist state. The average number of beehives per beekeeper right now is around 10. So. There are approximately over 7,000 beekeepers and approximately 12,000 beehives in the state right now. So yeah, we're a hobbyist state. You're not going to get rich. You're going to make some money and have some fun. And help the environment.
Right, and help your fellow man. Honey is good for you. There's no question about it. I mean, the Bible speaks quite a bit about honey, and you can't get too much of it. But you get too much of, you can be a glutton on just about any kind of food. Yeah.
What was it? You could, a 2% diet of salt will kill you. I relate that. I grew up, my father sold artificial color and flavor, and the big Red 2 debacle of years ago, and we found out what the lab test was on it when I was growing up. They fed mice a 2% diet of Red 2. Well, 2% diet of salt or sugar was going to kill you.
Yeah.
But,
We've got about 2.5 minutes left here. David Thompson, Tennessee Beekeepers Association president, is with us. If you had 2 minutes to give a message here about honeybees this morning to kind of wrap things up, summarize, what would you say?
Enjoy it. It's fun. I spent 30 years as an outside salesman. You know what kind of personality you have to do that. To go from an A-type personality to an F-type personality going into your beehives, it calms me down, and just to be a part of nature, to see them out working, to enjoy the benefits of it, whether it be in your garden or enjoying it, honey on your biscuit, or as you do on your cereal every morning, or, cooking with honey. And if you want to cook with honey, if you want the honey flavor, get a darker honey. If you want it in your cereal or in your coffee or your tea, get a light honey. And, you'll be surprised at the benefits that honey offers.
Okay, your beekeepers meeting, you said the first Monday in each month.
Here in Wilson County.
Right. So that would
I think it's
that's June over there. It's next Monday.
It's next Monday.
Okay, the Monday after the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll meet at the fairgrounds.
We'll meet at the East-West building in the fairgrounds.
Yeah, East-West building. Okay. And anybody that was interested at all is welcome to come.
Anybody is welcome to come at any time.
What time's your meeting?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. All right. Last hour and a half?
Yep, it does.
Okay. All right. Well, anybody and everybody is welcome to come, especially if you have any interest at all in beekeeping or knowing more about it. And David, appreciate your visit today.
It's always a pleasure.
Well, wish you well, and we wish the bees well, too, because we sure need them.
We have to have them.
All right. That's going to do it for Tuesday. Please join us tomorrow for Coleman and Company. And until then, I wish you a terrific day.